your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha. Represent Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. I'm not going to do too much mushy shout outs and things of that nature. Y'all know I got love for y'all. Got love for my subscribers, all of my ladies, all of my guys. Again, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for still being dedicated to my channel, still rocking with me, even though you may not agree on every topic that I speak upon. I still appreciate the fact that y'all are still loyal to my channel and that y'all are still supportive of my content and what I do. So again, I want to thank each and every one of you. So with no further ado, it's very imperative that I go directly into this topic because I have a whole lot that I have to cover, basically. So if I feel like I'm being too long-winded, I may have to split it up and do a part 2, but I want to try to get it all in on this particular recipe because I felt this is definitely something that needs to be addressed, especially in the Black YouTube sector. And basically what's been going on, I've been sitting back, peeping from the clouds, floating from content to content, because I'm also a subscriber to many channels, even though I'm a content creator. And I've been listening to everyone. Because like I said, you cannot be one of those people. You only want to listen to people who support your narratives, who can only relate to the things that you don't like or the things that you have interest in. That's how you grow and that's how you learn, is when you are willing to listen to everybody, even if it's people who do content on things that's really not your cup of tea. You don't want to only listen to people that only share and understand your ideologies in life. So it's very important that you are willing to expand your horizons and listen to different people and different content creators. So basically, I've been listening to all of the red pills, the blue pills, the purple pill, orange pill, black pill, pink pills, green pills. And the truth to be told, all of it, to me, the majority of this content is starting to come off as a lot of bitter pill content, which I consider bitter pill knowledge. The Black YouTube sector, and when I say Black YouTube sector, I am speaking in terms of Black male content creators and Black female content creators. So unlike all of these other channels that only want to highlight the faults and flaws of the opposite sex, I go in on both. I address both here on my channel anyway. So the Black YouTube sector is promoting knowledge or content based on their own personal bitter or negative experiences with the opposite sex. And I know a lot of y'all know I'm not lying on this. A lot of y'all gonna be able to feel me and totally understand where I'm coming from as I continue to go in on through this content. So with that being said, there are Black male content creators as well as Black female content creators that are only sharing and giving advice and sharing knowledge based on their own personal negative experiences. In other words, they are only speaking on narratives from what they have gone through, and they try to apply their own encounters as facts to reach and teach the audience. Those encounters could be any negative encounters, could be anything as far as it could be sexual, personal, mental, or emotional encounters with the opposite sex that has shaped and permanently damaged their outlook on how they perceive other genders. Okay, so we're going to go deep into the elements of this bitter pill content, also known as bitter pill knowledge. We're going to break down all of the elements and what it consists of. Whether the black community wants to believe it or not, the black YouTube sector has become less educational and spiritual and more emotional and personal. I will repeat that again for those in the back that didn't hear it. The black YouTube sector has become less educational and spiritual and more emotional and personal. It's like being a pastor over a congregation. When you only want to choose scriptures out of the Bible that fit the narratives you want to teach and preach, but yet you leave out all of the other scriptures because those scriptures are either pertaining to you and your faults and flaws, or they would actually go against the narratives that you are trying to promote to the audience, which is the subscribers. One of my biggest issues with the black YouTube sector is that although a lot of us are speaking on truth, the truth is we only want to address the truths that we feel are more true to us. Why do you think we have so many different platforms? Because people only want to build platforms based on what they consider as truth. Furthermore, this is why subscribers only support certain channels. Most people will only support what they feel. Listen to what I'm saying. Most people will only want to support what they feel is truth instead of what is truth. Okay? I'm going to repeat that again. People only want to support what they feel is truth instead of what is actually truth. Black women who have had bad experiences with black men are going to go to spaces that talk negatively about black men. Okay? This is a no-brainer. Black men who have consistently had bad experiences with black women are going to most likely go to the spaces that support their narratives about black women. I realize the key to this is people want to only learn from those who can identify with their negative perspectives and their struggles, but instead of learning, what it does is the opposite. Only learning from people or only listening to content creators who share your same ideologies, principles, and beliefs will keep you programmed in that same mindset. This is why, honestly, I listen to everybody's content. I do. I listen to everyone. A little bit of everybody. Not only those who support my narratives, or only those who I feel can only relate to my truths. I don't just listen to people that can only identify with my struggle. I may not always chat in everybody's chat room or join every live stream panel, but I listen to a lot of people. I listen to a lot of content creators that a lot of y'all may not even like. If I was to mention their names, you'll be like, you listen to him? Or you listen to her? Yes, I listen to everybody because I don't want to be programmed to just perceiving things in one way and one way only. I want to be able to perceive things from more than one aspect. I can't learn from anybody who only perceives things the way I see it, or who only believes in the things that I believe in. Okay? While all this bashing and degrading is supposed to be considered truth, the truth is there are a lot of bitter black women as well as scorned black men that are distributing bitter pill knowledge or bitter pill content. And while many have convinced themselves that their truth is to educate, all it does is enhance hate. Black YouTube sectors are teaching the community. They aren't teaching. Let me backtrack that. The black YouTube sectors are not teaching the community. They are breaching the community. In other words, they are causing division amongst black men and black women. We don't teach to elevate, we teach to hate. Knowledge is being taught from a hateful, broken, and bitter place. The majority of these content creators are teaching content from a bitter and broken place. Black female fuckery and black male bashing is dominating the black YouTube sector, and no one is trying to elevate and promote their content into other areas to uplift and inform the black community, but more so to entertain and disdain the black community. All you hear day in and day out is the bitter pill sisters complaining about how black men don't have any respect for black women, but are quick to put other races of non-colored men on the pedestal. And then there's the bitter pill brothers that are saying black women are low-level breeds that don't deserve to even be acknowledged by black men and so forth. This brings me to question if the knowledge or the content that black men and black women are sharing about each other is really based on a message, or is it based on misery? Okay? And as I'll speak upon this, I will break things down more simply. Y'all know I break things down to the lowest common denominator. Because again, there's a lot of content being promoted not based on a message, but based on misery. So the question is, what is bitter pill knowledge? Now, this is the concept that I came up with. I decided to create my own terms. You know, like I said, everybody has their own cliches or their own sayings as far as I'm a red pill, I'm a blue pill, I'm a pink pill. But I've came up with my own concept, bitter pill. And I'm going to break down and explain what it consists of. Okay? So, bitter pill knowledge is knowledge or content that is given from a bitter standpoint. In other words, let me repeat this again. Bitter pill knowledge is knowledge or content that is given from a bitter standpoint. In other words, bitter pill knowledge is based on negative individual experiences that have now permanently programmed the mental psyche, emotional and mental psyche as to how the black male or black female perceives the opposite sex. In other words, you have taken your own personal negative experiences that you have allowed to personally program you. And basically, you have taken your own personal negative experience that you personally encountered. And if you have not obtained any psychological or spiritual help, those negative experiences from the opposite sex has tainted your thought process and has permanently psychologically scarred you, in which you are stuck in your negative principles and bitter beliefs. I'm reading from my notes, y'all, so just bear with me because I've been definitely working on this for almost like a week and a half. So As the saying goes, misery likes company. There's a lot of trauma bonding or drama bonding in the black community. Most of us connect with one another based on the mere fact that we only support channels that support our views, our ideologies, our principles, and our negative perceptions and perspectives. Think about it. Not too many people are going to advocate for people who don't share their common struggles, because it can seem rather intimidating going into spaces that can make you rise out of your negative way of thinking. For instance, you can't put a white student in a class that only teaches Black American history. He or she would feel out of their element. They would be less motivated to learn about something that truly doesn't relate to them. And although it would be of good benefit for them to be willing to come outside of their shell, their comfort zone, they would rather avoid learning anything new, even though it would have been beneficial, because again, it's taking them outside of their lack of knowledge thereof. People only want to go where they feel they can relate to something in an environment. For instance, I remember when me and my husband, there was this, we was in Florida, and we wanted to go somewhere to eat. There was this little fast food joint that was loaded with a lot of customers, okay? A lot of cars was parked in the drive-through. The parking lot was packed full. So we thought, okay, this place must be really good. They must have some really good food. Let's go, stop and check it out. So when we parked and walked inside the establishment, we immediately felt out of place. There was nothing but Hispanics. Not one Black or white person in sight. Then when I glanced at the menu, the place only served fried chicken with spaghetti. And I thought that was strange. I don't know if y'all ever heard of a place called Julie B's or Juju B's, something like that. Anyway, it's in Florida. And it's like a fast food joint. They serve chicken and spaghetti or whatever. Fried chicken and spaghetti. So anyway, even when we went inside the establishment, even though the staff and the customers was not rude, they wasn't disrespectful, they didn't look at us funny, and they didn't make us feel unwelcomed. Just the fact that there was no other Blacks in that establishment, we left automatically. We felt out of place. We just didn't feel comfortable there, because there was no Blacks. There was like nobody that was there like us, So it just made us feel out of place. So we didn't even stick around to at least try it, even though it wasn't something we normally would eat. Because again, people don't want to go in a place in which nothing is there that they can't relate to the element. So we left. And that's how it is in the Black YouTube sector. People only want to go support channels that they feel does not take them out of the element, that they feel can only relate to things they personally go through, or things they can only personally relate to. Let's be honest, some of us are comfortable, being stuck on stupid. We don't want anybody changing our minds, because once again, when you gain a new outlook on life and your mindset has changed, you have to change other things that may take you out of your element that you have become complacent in. It's like trying to make a dope dealer a blue collar worker. Even though a lot of us could learn so much more, we think that the moment we learn something new and we change our mindset, we're automatically giving that person power, because we have allowed their outlook to make us look at things differently. And it does not mean that a person has gained power over you or that a person has manipulated you. They just gave you a different perspective. They have taken you out of your complacent thought process. Okay? And a lot of people don't want to be taken out of their complacent mindset. You have some Black women who hate Black men. They don't want to listen to content from black women who can actually give them a positive outlook on black men, because they feel like now that person has gained control over how they perceive things. They don't want anybody changing their mindset. They have already decided, I don't like black men. I'm not dealing with black men. I'm going to only swirl. I'm going to be by myself for the rest of my life. I don't want no one trying to give me a different outlook, because again, some of us feel comfortable in our negative space. Some of us are comfortable. Same thing. You have some black men, they just hate black women. They have given up on black women. They want no parts of black women. The last thing they want to do is go to another black man's content that is speaking highly of black women. That's the last thing he wants to hear. He does not want somebody changing his mindset, or somebody giving him a new outlook and making him perceive things in a different light. Like, okay, yeah, I understand you might have been mistreated. You might have had black women take advantage of you. But guess what? I once upon a time thought that way. But I ended up finding a good black woman who's not only my woman, but is also my wife. She's my backbone. She's had my back. A black man who's already has programmed himself to hate black women, he does not even want to give it a chance to listen to different content that's going to give him a different perspective. He's not going there, because again, he has gotten comfortable in on his level of hate and how he feels towards black women. And the same thing with black women, with black men. They don't want no black woman giving them a different outlook on life when it comes to black men. They're comfortable in their hate and they want to stay there. As I stated, it's like trying to make a dope dealer a blue collar worker. Being a dope boy, you in the streets, even though it's more of a risk because you can go to jail, you can get killed, you can get robbed. He used to that fast money, and the fact that he would have to resort to money that he can make in a day, he could only get that every 2 weeks in the paycheck. That's going to be a hell of a adjustment for him, because again, he's gotten complacent. He's gotten conformed to making that quick and fast money, and even though it is not the consequences outweigh the instant rewards, he has become or the instant benefits, he has become so complacent and the instant gratification that he's not looking at long term down the line. Okay, yeah, you're making that quick fast money now, but if you get caught slipping in any kind of way, you can go to prison for life and be away from your children, be away from your family, or you can get killed. You have other drug dealers hating on you because your product is selling better than theirs, and you can stand a chance of getting robbed. We all know the drawbacks that come with the dope game. But again, once he has gotten complacent with that lifestyle, he will make up all kind of excuses. He has justified in his mind why it's nothing wrong with selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Because really, he doesn't want his mindset to be changed. When people got to keep making up excuses for why they don't feel they need to look at something different, when you got black women that constantly want to make excuses up for why they don't think black men will be any different, because again, that helps them to justify the hate. It helps them to justify their bitterness for why they feel the way that they do. And the same thing with black men. If you talk to a black man who has already given up on black women, no matter what you say, no matter if you give him all type of positive examples, in his mind, he has already decided he hates black women. He wants no parts of black women. So he don't want to hear nothing positive you got to say. And the moment you say something positive, you simping. And that's just the way it is. Okay? So, this is exactly what has happened in the black YouTube content sector. Subscribers only want to listen to the content that they feel personally relates to how they perceive things, and what we and that is the part that we're going to go deeper into as this content goes along. So first, we will discuss the bitter pill sisters. We're going to start with the women ladies first. We're going to talk about the black women who promote bitter pill content. We're going to talk about these sisters first. So first off, the bitter pill sisters that are promoting black male bashing content. Black women that have been scorned and have developed bitter illnesses towards black men, they are most likely going to support the black female content creators that share the same degree of bitterness. It's like birds of a feather flock together. You have some black women that give bitter pill content in reference to black men, and most of the information they share with other black women is based again on their own negative perceptions and negative encounters from other black men. Some of these negative perceptions were not caused on their behalf. Some of it they didn't cause or create. But in most cases, black women have placed themselves in compromising situations that have caused them to encounter these negative experiences. Now, I want to pump the brakes right there because I felt like I needed to explain this part a little bit more. You have a lot of black women that are content creators that go in very harshly and very strong on black men. And although some of the things they say I agree with, at the same token, I don't think enough of us as black women, we are really being transparent. In other words, we're giving content on why we feel black men are the way that they are, but we're not really being transparent and honest in why we feel that way. In other words, I can sit up here and give content to black women that all black men are deadbeats. Let's say I'm a black female content creator and the majority of the content I do is about black men who are deadbeat fathers. Let's just say most of my content is about deadbeat fathers that are black men. Okay. And I'm constantly preaching and teaching and sharing knowledge on how black men do not take care of their children, how black men, don't want to own up to their responsibilities. I'm preaching all of this. This is the narratives that I'm promoting. And of course, in my chat, I'm going to have a lot of single moms that are going to be caping for me. A lot of single moms are going to be agreeing with most of my narratives because, again, we both share the same level of bitterness. However, the part that I'm leaving out is how I got myself involved in the situation of being a single mother in the first place. I'm not being transparent and telling these black women who I'm teaching and beaching about black male bashing and calling them deadbeats. I'm not telling sisters that, yeah, I got knocked up from this man because I thought he was fine. I thought he looked good. I thought that if I got pregnant from him, he was going to be with me. He's going to build a future with me. A lot of us are not being really transparent. And this is how we cheat the audience. That's how a lot of subscribers are being cheated, because a lot of people are promoting content, but they're only being real or transparent about the parts that help them to want to make their points valid. Like, in other words, I just want to talk about how black men are deadbeats and no good baby daddies. I want to keep drilling that narrative. I want to keep beating that narrative, but I don't want to preach on the fact that I did not take responsibility as a black woman by protecting my vagina, getting on birth control, making sure he wore a condom. I did not do what I should have done to protect myself from getting knocked up by this deadbeat in the first place. But see, I'm not going to discuss that part. I'm not going to preach that part to black women. Now, I would respect more black female content creators if they would be transparent and just be honest, say, look, because I've had one or two black female subscribers tell me, girl, I was stupid. I was young. I was dumb. I really thought I was going to convince this man to stay with me by getting pregnant with him. I intentionally got pregnant thinking that this was going to make him want to be with me, and it backfired. So I'm telling all of you other black women out here, do not do what I did. Don't go around here raw dogging these dudes and thinking because once he gets you pregnant, he's going to be with you for the rest of your life, because it could very well backfire. The black women, they're not going to go there. It's going to automatically be basically the narrative that's going to constantly be discussed is what the black man or what the baby father isn't doing. But we're not going to discuss what we could have done, what we should have done to prevent ourselves from getting in the situation in the first place. And I really felt like if more black women did that, it would be more of a help. It would be more of a benefit to black women in the community, instead of enabling black women with their poor choices by saying, okay, yeah, it's okay to be a single mom. It's okay to get knocked up. But guess what? That's how it is when you got to deal with these deadbeat ass dudes. Then you have to deal with these bums. You know, you got to own it. And you have to preach and teach black women how to own their shit as well. A lot of us are not doing that. And basically, we are hindering other black women. Black women, we are hindering each other by not being transparent and not taking any accountability and saying, you know what, I caused myself to get in this, and I'm going to tell y'all what to do to prevent y'all from making this same mistake. No, we want to campaign with sisters who done made the same mistake as us, and we want to have meetings, bitter bitch meetings together and stuff like that. We want to go on a bitter bitch campaign and you know, all of this hyena hiatus, only because really we're bitter. But we're not getting better. We're only getting bitter because we want to keep driving the same narratives instead of taking accountability. Okay. So back to my point with talking about the bitter pill sisters. So where I left off at when I was talking about some of it we caused, but some of it we did not cause, but the majority of the time we bring it upon ourselves because we don't use our wisdom, we don't use our discretion, and we don't use our knowledge. We allow thirst and desperation to get us to a point in which, as black women, we are making very bad decisions, and it's coming back and it's haunting us. Okay. So moving right along, some of these negative perceptions, I already made a point. Bitter pill knowledge content. A lot of these bitter women come from personal negative experiences with black men. And these are just a few examples of what I mean by we as black women are capable, and the majority of us are already promoting a lot of bitter pill content. And there's reasons behind it. These are the reasons that a lot of black women, black female content creator, a lot of these reasons are why they promote the type of content they content. These are the elements as to why a lot of these black female content creators are promoting the bitter pill content that they're promoting. One of the factors is deadbeat baby daddies. Okay? Women that have had children for multiple deadbeats or just one deadbeat aren't going to have much of anything positive to say about black men. Let's be real. Anytime a black woman has put herself in a position where she's got knocked up from a build-a-bum, a better male ass dude, what are the chances she's going to have anything nice to say about black men? None. Absolutely none. She's not going to have anything nice to say because, again, based on her own personal negative experiences that she won't take accountability for, she's going to promote misery instead of a message. So this is one element. If you have a female content creator that has an unhealthy, unstable relationship with her baby daddy, she's not going to help black women. She's going to enhance black women to hate black men more based on her own personal poor decision she made getting knocked up from a better dude. Now, if she was to promote content and say, hey, I got knocked up from a better dude. He's irresponsible. But guess what? I was just irresponsible as he was, getting knocked up from him. Then I can respect that because she's trying to help other sisters instead of just bashing black men. She's actually trying to tell black women, don't do the dumb shit I did. Don't do what I did. I'm catching hell. I don't want you other black women out here catching hell. Another element could be abusive marriages with ex-husbands or toxic relationships with abusive ex-boyfriends. Black women who have been abused, black women who have been in toxic relationships and toxic marriages, they're not going to promote any positive content about black men to black women. It's not going to happen because, again, every content or every type of narratives that she's speaking and preaching upon, it's coming from a hurtful place. It's been things she has gone through, and she has not gotten past it. And basically what has happened with a lot of black men and black women, the YouTube platform has become our place of therapy where we can vent and speak upon things that frustrate us, make us angry, make us upset, but you know what? We don't admit that. We're not going to say, I'm speaking on this because I'm angry about what I've gone through. I'm speaking on this because I'm hurt about this, or I'm speaking on this because I'm in pain. We're not going to say that. You know what we're going to call it? We're going to call it truth. This is truth. This is truth. Black men don't have no respect for black women. Black men don't care about black women. We call it truth when really it's not truth. It's trauma. It's trauma. It's stuff that we have personally gone through and we never got over it. But we want to call it truth. And it's not truth. It's bitter pill information. Another element that's causing bitter pill content female creators to promote the content that they promote. A lot of black women don't want to admit this, but a lot of black women have been taken advantage of during their youth. Do you realize how many black female content creators have been molested, have been raped, have been sexually abused, sexually assaulted by other black men? And the majority of the black men who have done it is black men that were related. Uncles, cousins, hell, even your own fathers or your stepfathers, your mom, live-in boyfriend. It's a lot of black women who have experienced sexual abuse at a young age and never got any psychiatric help for it. Never. Never saw a counselor, never saw a therapist, but she's up here giving bitter pill knowledge, knowing she's giving it from a place of molestation, sexual abuse, sexual perversion. It was not a fault that this has happened to her when she was a child, but it's her fault for not going to get help or get some type of therapy so she can get some type of peace with it. Instead, she wants to jump on the mic, get behind the keyboard, and want to promote the black women, how all black men are no good, when really you've never gotten past that uncle who used to sneak in your room all time of night, or your mom live-in boyfriend. When you tried to tell your mom, she didn't believe you. When you tried to tell your black mother, she didn't believe you because her having a man was more important than what you was going through as her child. A lot of black women walking around here looking beautiful, looking independent, looking like they got it together. And a lot of black women have experienced sexual abuse, have experienced child molestation. Another element that's causing sisters to promote bitter pill content is the father they never knew or never had a healthy relationship with. This is a big, this should have been number one. This is one of the main key factors as to why a lot of black women, black female content creators are promoting bitter pill knowledge, because a lot of them are angry with the fact that the first black man in their lives who should have showed them love, who should have showed them what type of man to build and have a future with, Basically your father is your first husband in a sense, and I don't mean that in a perverse type of way, but he's the one that teaches you what type of men you should look for, what type of character you should look for in a man. I know both of my dads, my stepdad and my biological father, we've had these type of talks. And it's unfortunate. A lot of black women have been deprived of that because maybe their mother was a whore, their mother was a Jezebel, been all over the block. She don't know who her father is, and because of that, she's never been able to connect with men the right way. And guess what? Her black mother is going to be in denial and not think that her black daughter is failing and struggling with relationships because of her, because she didn't bless her with the privilege of putting a stable man in her life, because she was so busy around here thoughting and hoeing in the early 70s and 80s. So that's another factor. Like I said, molestation and this last point pretty much goes, it's kind of tied to child molestation, but rape encounters, black women who have been raped, taken advantage of, all of these factors, have programmed a lot of these black women to promote this bitter pill knowledge. So these are just a few examples of negative encounters with black men that have programmed a black woman's mindset to become bitter. So I'm going to discuss some other factors that also could tie into why sisters are promoting and preaching the bitter pill content. Another factor is a black man leaving them for a woman of another race. Black women who have experienced this, they are going to promote bitter pill knowledge. Okay? Anytime your man has left you for another woman outside of your race, it's a slap in the face. They're going to promote negative content. Next one is being rejected by a high value man that perceive them as low value. A lot of black women, we have kind of been striking out. We have not been able to choose and select the high value man because we have not put ourselves in the position of where high value men qualify us as high value women. It's, again, if you have multiple baby daddies, all of your kids got different last names, you are so independent to the point that you think you're better than black men, you think you're more superior than black men. Things of this nature will cause you to miss out on a high value man or a man that's worth the value. And a lot of black women are constantly seeking rejection and they don't get it. They think because, well, I'm fine, I'm beautiful. I keep myself in shape, or even the ones who not in shape, they still think they privileged or entitled to getting a high value man. So, black female content creators that have had to experience consistent rejection by a high value man, by high value men, she's going to promote bitter pill content. Being cheated on. Black women who have experienced being cheated on, going through different guys cheating on them, sleeping around on them, being with other women on them. This is going to taint their mindset outside they perceive black men, and again, they'll be promoting bitter pill content. Being a single mother, and this is one of the biggest factors in the black YouTube sector. A lot of black women who are forced having to do it on their own because they chose to get knocked up from a deadbeat who never meant them any good in the first place, but they felt comfortable enough to go in the raw with them. Or could have been them cases where she was in a marriage, she was in a relationship, she did it the right way, but the man flaked out on her. He didn't want to step up a man up, and now she's stuck having to carry the ball on her own. So being a single mother, period, most black women that are single mothers are bitter. The majority of them are not going to admit that, because again, they either put themselves in a position to where they have no choice, or they got let down. A man deceived them, lied to them, made them think we're going to be together. I'm going to help you. I'm going to be there for you. She's been in a long-term relationship with him. This wasn't no random dude she found off the street, and he flaked out on her. He flipped the script on her when the child got here. So this will definitely make her negative, and this will cause her to promote bitter pill content. Constantly being told they're unattractive. this is constant rejection. Black women in the black YouTube sector are constantly being told that they are unattractive. Especially when, you have revealed your real self. You did not hide behind an avatar. You've been transparent and showing who you are. The bad part sometimes about keeping it real is that when you try to be transparent and you show yourself, and you're more revealing, is that, you have some of these brothers that will shade you for your looks. And it's sad that sometimes you can't even be yourself in these YouTube streets. They will tell you too dark, you too fat, you ain't that pretty. They will go in on you, but when it comes to these avatars, they get all the compliments in the world because the avatars, they can filter their pictures. These are the ones that the guys are putting on a pedestal, and women who are being transparent, who are willing to show all their faults and flaws, we're the ones that are verbally getting attacked. So, that's just the way the YouTube streets are wired right now. So this will cause black female content creator to promote bitter pill knowledge when she's constantly being roasted by black men, being attacked because of her looks. Other factors: observing other black women having negative experiences with black men. As a black woman, when you're in these YouTube streets and you're seeing black men being disrespectful, attacking black women and verbally bashing them, especially black women who are being respectful and not coming out the mouth sideways or not trying to, get on these panels and out talk the men, whatever. She's being respectful, being classy. But yet she's being talked to like trash. She's being talked to like she's garbage. This will also cause a black female content creator to promote bitter pill content. Not being appreciated or valued by black men. Constantly being told you're not pretty. You're a strag. You're a new one they call now German Shepherd, which is hella funny. But it just not being appreciated. Just constantly day in and day out. You can't go to no male space just to hear content. You only can go to hear what black women ain't doing or what should be doing. This will create her a black female content creator. This is another factor that can contribute to her promoting bitter pill content. Now, these are just additional factors that can enhance the bitterness of black women, the ones I just mentioned. So black women have become bitter based on the factors I mentioned or other factors I didn't disclose. This can shape the mindset for black women feeling that she's entitled to feel bitter. Unfortunately, the YouTube black sector has some of these black women teaching and preaching to other black women, encouraging them to become bitter or provoking them to become more bitter than what they already are. When a black woman has not received any spiritual healing or therapy for all the negative experiences she has encountered with black men, she will go on to teach other black women those same negative principles, which is that bitter pill knowledge. This is when the bitter pill knowledge comes in. A broken black woman will create a platform or content based on bitter pill knowledge. But what tends to happen in most cases when it comes to giving content, she won't admit that she has had any bitterness or ill will towards black men. Instead, she will make black women believe that she's giving black women content for empowerment and confidence, when it's really to taint their perception of black men in a negative way or to enhance their bitterness. So the question you might ask is, how do you know when a black woman is giving bitter pill content? The bullet points to this are: any negative stories relating to black men, she's quick to address the topic to prove her narratives that black men never have their shit together. Basically, every time she uploads, she's already going in on something, going in on black men about something. Next, she has more female subscribers than men. This proves that her content is not a comfortable space for black men. Men know that if they were to subscribe, most of the content would be negative. Plus, she doesn't make her platform male friendly, in which men would feel welcome to call in or join her panel or become a guest on her show. A lot of men, and I wish women had that gift. There's not too many men that are going to go places where they know they're not going to get accepted. It's we as black women, we the ones that's fighting to try to go into spaces to be accepted. One thing about men, once they know there's a certain space that's not for them, they're not going to try to push that door open. But black women, we do it all the time, and it backfires when you try to go into spaces who you know don't have your best interests. Next, the moment she makes any negative statements or remarks about black men, the bitter pill sisterhood are the first to support her negative viewpoints. They are the ones in the chat room, amening, cheering, clapping at her black male bashing, attacks, and this comes from the mere fact that some of these bitter sisters are quick to cape for bitter pill knowledge because they are glad they aren't the only ones having negative experiences alone. Because again, misery likes company. Now, we will discuss the bitter pill knowledge from black men towards black women. Because like I said, I go in on both. Unlike a lot of these channels who want to only keep addressing one gender and one gender only. So, what is bitter pill knowledge or bitter pill content as it relates to black male content creators? Male content creators that promote bitter pill content usually comes from personal negative experiences with other black women. And these are some of the factors that could possibly be the reasons why he's always promoting bitter pill content. One is when a man has experienced too many negative experiences with black women, deriving from childhood as he progresses into manhood. His mother, grandmother hasn't had stable relationships, or he has had or witnessed his black mother or black female figure has had toxic relationships. If a black man has grown up or been raised in a household where he has seen his black mother, his grandmother, aunt, whatever female was raising him, he has seen her do a lot of trifling things. She done had all kind of different men in and out her house, even his own mother. If his own mother was abusive towards him, used to rag on him and beat on him, take things out on him because he reminded her so much of his father, who she loved and never got over. It's a lot of black men that have been verbally and physically abused by black women in their childhood. A lot of them are not going to admit it. DMX was one. DMX stated that his mother abused him verbally and physically, which is a reason why DMX has not been able to have healthy relationships with black women. His black wife Tashira, who stood by him from the beginning of time when he had his career, he was so verbally abusive towards her to the point to where that, she had no choice but to let go of the marriage, even though she really wanted the marriage to work. So again, a lot of black male content creators, they don't do content for black men, talking to black men about abuse coming up in their childhood. It's a lot of black men out here who have been abused. We don't want to talk about that. We only think abuse is a feminine issue. It's only a problem for women. And the truth is, there are black men out here who've been abused by their mothers, who've been abused by their fathers. Their fathers used to beat on them. Their mothers used to verbally attack them. It's a very sensitive subject because men, because of the way the black YouTube sector is always quick to thought the word simping and men being low value, low caliber men. A lot of black men are not comfortable in the black YouTube sector with being transparent and saying, I've been abused. Is there a space for me where there's other brothers who've experienced verbal and mental abuse from their black mother or their black father? A lot of black male content creators aren't building platforms to help men who have experienced some type of verbal and physical abuse growing up. Men who have not gotten any help for this, they promote bitter pill content. Do not think because a man is up here promoting content, talking bad about black women, talking bad about other black men, that he's happy. Talking bad about people or putting down people does not make you look less confident. Just because you're able to finesse and talk about and you have the gift of gab and you know how to finesse your words and you know how to dress the part, that don't mean that you don't have some childhood issues. That is part of the reason you like to keep promoting bitter pill content about other black men or black women. Because let's face it, some of these black male content creators, they're not just putting black women down. They're putting other black men down who they feel don't have as much as they have, who don't have the money they got, when that has nothing to do with it. If you're a content creator, you should be trying to teach content and not just from a bitter and broken place. Next, he most likely has experienced significant rejection. Like many black women that has had to endure constant battles of rejection, men that aren't attractive, don't make a lot of money, or have gotten played, used, or taken advantage of by other black women are likely to promote bitter pill content, especially if another woman of another race is willing to give him an opportunity. Now, a lot of this is going on in the black YouTube sector. A lot of men are not admitting it because, again, it's a macho thing, it's a masculine thing, but a lot of some of these black male content creators are promoting bitter pill content because they have had excessive rejection by black women. Black women have rejected them because either they're too dark, they're too short, they're too broke, they're too fat, because just like you have black men who have pet peeves about black women, they don't like women who wear a weave, they don't like women that are obese. Guess what? You have black women who also got pet peeves. You got some black women, they do not like dark-skinned dudes at all. Okay, you got some females that got color complex like some of these brothers do. You got some sisters, they don't like black men who only want to praise women of other colors and put down other black women. Okay, there's nothing wrong if you like Latino, you love exotica, nothing is wrong with that, but you don't have to always put down black women to prove your point how great white women or Latino Puerto Rican women are. There's nothing wrong with saying, I got a beautiful white wife and I love her, she's been good to me. I got a beautiful Latino woman, I love her, she's been good to me. Leave it at that. That's why I don't up with these black bees and so and so and so. I got me a real one. I mean, you don't see, with all due respect, and I hate comparing, but you don't really see white guys who do that. White guys, they get with they black women and they're not putting down white women. Like Becky is too. Her hair's her hair smells like wet dog when she comes out the shower. She has to get liposuctions, lip enhancements, so her lips could be as thick as a black woman, or she's always running to get tans because she wants to be as dark as sisters because she don't like her white pale skin. Now, that's the only thing I kind of see is that men who do date black women, they don't put down the other races. I haven't seen a Mexican guy get with a black woman and talk bad about Mexican women. I mean, do what you do, love the woman you love, but you don't have to shade other women to make your point. You get what I'm saying? And that's just that. Next, so let me go back and speak more on that though. Back to the significant rejection. Again, when black men have constantly been rejected by black women, all it takes is this one non-colored woman to boost up his ego and make him feel valid, and all of a sudden now he's putting all black women down because all the black women you wanted, all the black women you was checking for wasn't interested in you. And now you have this snow bunny who knows how to stroke your ego, because let's not get it twisted. Like, you got some corrupt black women out here. You got some corrupt non-colored women out here. All right. Who know how to make black men feel significant, especially in the black YouTube sector. Because what has going on is, what a lot of these black men are not understanding is, a lot of these non-colored women have found their key ingredient. They have found the push button to make black men feel comfortable with them. Because some of these black male content creators have talked about black women so harshly, what has happened is now you got non-colored women who are joining forces with them and doing the same thing. And she's not doing it because she agrees with his viewpoints about black women. She just knows he hates black women so much that if all she does is act like she's hates black women as much as he does, now he feels like he has a real one on his camp. Now he's walking around here with his control, with his platform and with his channel, thinking he sugar honey iced tea because he got a non-colored woman that's capable for him. She's not caping for him like that. She's going along with it because she knows that she's trying to get to a certain place or a certain space. She's trying to boost her YouTube career, that he's going to help her take her platform to a whole nother level. And a lot of these guys are so blinded and so shallow that the moment somebody kicks for them, I feel you. Black women ain't do right for you. Black women ain't this and that. It's not about you. It's about you helping her to get to where she's going. Okay? All right. Now let me tell you what's a real caper. A black woman who can sit up there and tell you how other black women aren't always who they are. That's how you know. It's easy for anybody that's the opposite race to come in and join forces or whatever, because again, it's easy for her to have a negative opinion because she's not black. Okay? No different than a white guy or a Puerto Rican guy could say how black men ain't this and black men ain't that. Yeah, it's easy for him to go against what a black man is and ain't because he's not. He can't even relate. You get what I'm saying? So I would rather listen to another black man who can speak negatively about other black men before I listen to a non-colored man have an opinion about black men. Because for one, you can't even identify, you can't even relate, and you may be undercover racist up under there. So, you know, I can't really trust if you are caping with me as a black woman because you really empathize with me or because you just really can't stand black men. And that's what a lot of these guys don't understand. A lot of these non-colored women that are capable for them, they're already undercover racists. They don't even like you as a black man. But yet they will sit on your platform, yet they will agree with your points and your narratives, and they don't even like you either. Half of these women these non-colored women won't even date you because you're probably too dark, you're too short. You'll find out that a lot of these women aren't really for you. Okay, they're only for how you can benefit them. But that's another story for another time. So, as I stated, constant rejections is what cause black male content creators to promote bitter pill content. Next is he has witnessed too many other black men encounter negative experiences with black women. Being a black male content creator, they hear about other black men going through stuff with black women all the time. So again, this helps them to validate their narratives even more. The fact that there are other black men that are saying, yeah, black women ain't shit, they ain't this, they ain't that, they just single moms, they gold diggers, whatever. He's constantly in that type of element where he hears nothing but negative content about other black women. This will also cause him to promote bitter pill content. And next, although there are some men, if it doesn't apply, you don't have to reply. I'm not talking about all black men, okay? The point is, although there are some men that are too egotistical to admit it, but just like there are bitter black women, there's also a significant increase in population of scorned black men. Let's not act as if their own negative encounters with black women haven't been a disappointment to them. Like black women that are holding grudges based on their own negative encounters with black men, there are also black men that are also holding grudges and animosity towards black women based on their own negative personal experiences. Like I had a guy tell me, I had a guy that was very transparent, and he told me my outlook on black women has changed so much because there was this one sister, I was in love with her. He was very transparent about his emotions. He said he was in love with her, that he basically worshipped the ground she walked on. I was just amazed that as a black man, he was that transparent and spilling out his emotional guts. A lot of guys are not going to do that. A lot of black men are not going to say, I was in love with this woman, I treasured this woman. They're going to say, oh, fuck that bitch, they later for that hoe. They're not going to say, really be transparent in why they hate her so much, because at once upon a time they was really in love with it. And sometimes you get more therapy, you heal better when you're willing to really be transparent and put it out there that I had really loved black women. I really wanted to be with a black woman, but because of how they treated me, because of how they did me, they don't want to talk like that because it's like they simping, they're being soft. And there's nothing wrong with a black man saying, I've given up on black women because too many of them hurt me. Too many of them made me feel small. Too many of them treated me like I was not worth anything. I can respect that. Matter of fact, I have more compassion for men who speak like that compared to, oh, she just was all these black bitchs ain't no good. They all about getting what they can get and leaving and this and that, I mean, there's nothing wrong with letting your guard down and being transparent, that way somebody can really help you or give you a new outlook, you know what I mean? But again, it's that masculine defense mechanism that a lot of guys are just not going to let their guard down. And I understand, they don't feel comfortable. They don't trust really being transparent with us as black women because we use it against them when we get upset with them. So at the same time, I understand their reasons why they don't. So we're going to talk about why some black men or black male creators are promoting bitter pill content. And these are just a few examples. For one, not having a healthy relationship with their black mother. Like I said about DMX, your first example of what a black woman is has everything to do with your mother. If she was loving, she was caring and nurturing, that can give you a more positive outlook. If she was verbally abusive, she was bipolar, schizophrenia, had all these issues and stuff going on, and you fell victim to that as a child, and you suffered a lot of abuse verbally and physically behind it. It could cause you to promote bitter pill content because, again, your mother is supposed to be your first love, and if she did not teach you the love of a real woman, of how a black woman is supposed to make you feel as a young black man, then that can program your thought process into perceiving black women in a negative light. Another reason a lot of these guys are promoting bitter pill content is a bitter baby mama they had a child from. A lot of these guys are really, the majority of them are angry because they knocked up some trifling ass chicks. A lot of them are not going to be transparent and say, well, I fucked up by sticking these heifers raw. That wasn't no good. No, you know what they're going to say? All these black bees, they ain't SHIT. They're going to generalize it based on the fact that they chose to get knocked up some hood rats or German shepherds or whatever. They chose that, but they want to go around hating all black women, or they mad because these black women who they chose to knock up is making them pay child support, is getting them locked up every month or so when they don't receive their child support payments. So they mad with all black women. And guys who have baby mama drama, they're going to promote bitter pill content. Black men who have multiple baby mamas for multiple children for multiple baby mamas, they're not going to have nothing nice to say about black women. They're going to promote bitter pill content because, again, all the black women that they got to deal with, these 3-4 baby mamas that's harassing and hounding them for money every month or so, of course, they're not going to have nothing nice to say about black women. They're going to promote bitter pill content. Okay? Bitter pill knowledge. Another factor that's causing some of these men to promote bitter pill content is excessive rejections from black women they desire to be with. Now, I said it earlier already, I know, but I want to go a little bit more detail. They had excessive rejections from black women who they desired to be with, but the women they desire to be with didn't desire to be with them the same way. Okay? This is going to cause them to promote bitter pill knowledge. When you wanted a certain type of woman and she didn't see your worth, she wasn't checking for you like that, she wasn't interested in you. So this will also cause some of these men and the black YouTube sector to promote bitter pill content. Another factor is being embraced and better well accepted by non-black women of other races. A lot of these black male content creators, they have had a lot of negative experiences with sisters in the black YouTube sector, arguing with them on the panel, going back and forth, being disrespectful, cursing each other out, and just all of this, foolishness and chaos, just all of this drama on these panels. When we used to have these live streams where it was 6-7 people at a time, black men going in on black women going in on black men. Now what has happened is these non-colored women have learned how to infiltrate in the male spaces, and she has learned all I got to do is stroke the black male ego, make him feel significant. Since he's had so many negative experiences with black women, it's not going to take much for me to win him over. It's not going to take much for me to earn brownie points where he's helping my channel to grow, helping my channel to strive. This will this is another factor that will cause some of these black male content creators to promote bitter pill content, because they got the non-colored sister over here stroking his ego. So you can't tell him nothing now. Now he feels validated, vindicated, and talking and speaking ill against black women. Now, another element as to why some black men are promoting bitter pill content, they can't measure up to the high value quality man. Let's face it, some of these guys that are preaching high value, they are not high value. I don't care how much they preach it. You can preach something and not be it. It's like you're a pastor and you can preach about not sinning, how nobody needs to sin, but you sinning out your behind. You going to the strip club, you stealing money out the offering box. You just doing all kind of corrupt things behind the scenes. A lot of these guys, they're not high value men. They could preach it all day, but they don't have what it takes to be a high value man. They don't have the education, they don't have the resources, they don't have the stamina. They don't have what it takes to fit the values of a high value man. And a lot of them know that. This is why some of them are so disrespectful. Men that are really sure of themselves, are confident in themselves, they don't do all the extra stuff the low value man does. He's not going to be cussing out all kind of black women. He's not going to let black women take him out of his element. He's not going to get to the point where he's going to allow black women to cause him to act like a black woman, where he's yelling, he's screaming, he's going back and forth. A lot of these guys, they know they're not the part. And because they know they don't fit the description of a high value man, that is one of the factors that's going to cause them to promote bitter pill content. Next, black men that preach bitter pill knowledge are also bitter for other factors, such as they was once in love with a black woman once upon a time and she played him. Men don't love as often as women do, but when they do love, they love hard. And it doesn't take much to make a man just really turn on you, because especially if he has really loved you and really cared about you and really invested his emotions into you. So the truth is, a lot of these black men, they will not say it. These black male content creators, they would not admit that they was in love at some point. They're not going to say it. I mean, damn, in order for you to hate something this much, you had to love it at some point. You feel me? Even as a black woman, you hate black men that much, you loved it at some point. You're not going to hate something so much and never have loved it. You know what I'm saying? So, men who was in love with a black woman that failed them, or vice versa, they're going to promote bitter pill content because they never got past getting their heart broken. Let's face it, it doesn't make you simp, it doesn't make you punk, it doesn't make you weak, it makes you a human being if a woman hurt you and you really was in love with her and she played you. Because I know some men who was really in love with their women, with their black women and their wives, their black women, their black wives did the men. It happens. You got some no good ass black women out there, has some no good ass black men. Another factor, they feel black women can always get assistance without having to put in work. This is another factor that causes some black men to promote bitter pill content. They feel like black women just got it too easy. While here on the other hand, men, they don't get as much assistance from anywhere. In other words, he feels as if the world spares black women too much leniency, which makes black women feel entitled. But being a black man, there's no empathy, and this is true. This is why a lot of black men, black male content creators, are bitter in a sense, because they feel like a lot of black women, we got it easy. You know, all we got to do is get knocked up and have a child. We get house, we get assistance, we get welfare. Men, they don't. The world ain't designed to help men like that. Men, a man messes up, he don't get rewarded for it. He got to go out there and work. He got to start from scratch. He got to rebuild. It's just one of those things that are unfair about life. But the advantage that black men have that black women don't have: a black man can get married anytime he wants. He can settle and have a family anytime he wants. A black woman can always have kids and she can always get welfare, but she can't always get that family like she wants. So it's a give and take either way it goes. You're going to be able to get one thing, but you're going to lose in something else. So it's nothing to be hating on each other about. Most male subscribers that follow brothers that preach bitter pill content are strong supporters because they feel vindicated that there is a black man that's willing to tear black women apart and call them out for things they never had the courage to do. A lot of black men who want to sit up here and cape for all these guys now, a lot of them ain't had the balls to tell a black woman to put her in her place and say, I don't like how you disrespected me. I don't like how you talking to me. A lot of them, they never had a voice. So now that these black men are becoming YouTube content creators and their channels are growing, they're glad there's a black man that's speaking for them, because a lot of them didn't have the courage to do it. So that's another thing. People want to act like insecurities is only a disease that women catch, as if men are exempt from feeling inferior, which is bull. So when the bitter pill brother preaches against black women from a bitter, broken standpoint, the subscribers are quick to cape and defend anyone that has anything bad to say about the brother that preaches bitter pill knowledge. Again, you got some black insecure men out there. You have some men who don't think highly of themselves, but they'll use that defense mechanism. They'll either do a lot of shit talking, roasting, or, putting down other black men to make themselves, insecurity stands out like a sore thumb. You can tell an insecure person without them having to say they're insecure. You feel me? And it's a lot of that going in the YouTube sector. Like I said, I don't have so much a problem with black men content creators going in on black women. They have that right to do that, and we do need to call each other out on the bull. But the thing is, you got black men even putting down other black men, talking about, man, you ain't got no real furniture in your house, and why you ain't got these kind of shoes and that kind of shoes. I mean, when did having material things define you as a high value man? Last time I checked, a high value man is a man who has high value morals. Okay, that's what makes a man high value. All right. Brothers that support bitter pill knowledge male content creators, they get excited when a black male is going in on black women. Again, because like I said, black men and black women, we want to go somewhere where we are going to feel safe. We feel safe going in places and spaces where people are going against the things we go against. We feel comfortable in those type of environments. We feel comfortable in that type of element. In conclusion, there's nothing wrong with sharing your past experience to use as a foundation to support the narratives of your content. But if you keep preaching the same bitter pill content day in and day out, evidently there's a lot of hate and grudges you are harboring in your spirit. Sometimes you have to shut your content down for a few days and take some time to reflect on the things that are causing you to feel so much animosity towards the opposite sex. Remember, and I cannot stress this more than enough, your truth may be your truth, but it does not make it the truth. Okay? So I know this has been long. Like I said, I did at least like a week and a half of notes on this, because like I said, this was a topic I felt that is very imperative to the black community. We need to stop making excuses. We only want our truth. to be more valid compared to other people's truth. I listen to everybody. I listen to black female fuckery. I listen to black male fuckery, because we do need to know how the other perceives us. If you only want to do all the talking and you don't want to do none of the listening, how are you going to learn? It's very important that we have to learn the good and the bad from each other. So, again, I thought it was imperative that I talked about bitter pills, because everybody was talking about red pill, blue pill, pink pill. But there's a lot of bitter pill. Like I said, this is my concept. This is what I came up with. Nobody else, brought up this theory. Nobody else discussed this theory about the bitter pill content that a lot of broken black women and scorned black men from broken places are giving advice, giving content on things based on their own personal failures. Learn what to listen to, learn what to take in, learn what not to take in. At the end of the day, do not let these YouTube dating coaches or these YouTube streets pollute your outlook on life. Don't let it pollute how you perceive the opposite sex. Find your own high value woman, a woman who you feel is high value to you. Don't let these bitter pill sisters dilute or pollute your way of thinking. To all my ladies out there, find your own high value man, a man who you highly values and who values you. So anyway, y'all, please really give me your feedback on this bitter pill knowledge. Do you think the YouTube streets, a lot of it is going on, or do you think that no, people are not being bitter? They're sharing their truth. They're telling it like it is. Whether you agree with this content or don't agree with it, please let me know. I'm interested in wanting to learn how y'all feel about this new concept that I came up with called a bitter pill knowledge. Ladies, if y'all have not subscribed, I need my ladies, but when y'all leave here, y'all need to go to my channel, Mocha's Ladies Lounge. When I get at least 100 subscribers, I'm going to start doing content over there specifically for the ladies. I'm not at 100 subscribers yet. I think I have like 70, so please make sure y'all subscribe over there, because I have a lot of information I just want to give specifically for the ladies. Okay, so once I get them 100 subscribers over there, I'm going to be sharing a lot of content for the ladies. Anyway, last but not least, anybody who needs cable, if you got a Fire Stick, I sell cable. I got over 12,000 channels for only $26 a month, plus free pay-per-view events. That's including all the premium movie channels, HBO, Star, Showtime, all the sports, ESPNs. I got it all. Okay, so anyway, y'all, I'ma shut it down. This is your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha. Remember, I'm gonna always pour you a cup of truth, and I'm gonna always bake you off a slice of knowledge. Y'all have a blessed day. Take care. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.